Welcome to another episode of the Hansen Brothers podcast. I am in Italy right now because it's race week again.
Another week, another race week. It's like we're in a flow. Finally, it's racing season, and I mean it's classic summertime. All the time is racing. How are you feeling going into Italian race week? Pizza,
I,
pasta.
I have already had the pasta when I landed at the airport.
Oh, magnifico.
Magnifico. And
Uh, uh,
no, food's gonna be good this week. That's for sure.
well, you keep bragging on and Joseph as well. This
Lemon pizza.
this lemon
Yeah,
pizza.
no, but it sounds weird, right? But it's like we went to this pizzeria once, and there was a picture on the wall of a lemon pizza, a pizza with lemon on. And I ordered something safe because like you don't go for pizza with lemon.
No.
But
No.
Joseph, he was like, they have a picture on the wall of it. It's gonna have to be good. So he was like, I want that one. And he orders it, and it's next level. Like Kevin,
It must be cream and stuff in it.
yeah, it's also like some cheese, some softy cheese and bresaola ham, like other stuff, but extremely thin slices of lemon. Like, and we asked them how they did it, and it's just thinly sliced lemon. You eat the outside and everything,
Okay.
but like it's so unexpected and so good. So yeah, for sure, that's become like a major talking point of our team, and we're going for sure
Great.
tonight.
Well, send me pictures and make sure you post on your stories as soon as you have it, so everyone can see what we're speaking about.
Yeah,
because I mean, it's more worth, in your words and Joseph, to come to Lake Maggiore for the pizza and not the race.
Pizza is like the primary thing, the reason why we go here. The secondary thing is that we also do a little bit of boat racing. But yeah, the pizza.
You got some breaking news in the Team Brazil camp where you've got an absolute goat joining your team.
Yeah, we do. So it's been a difficult week, I have to say, within the team because we've had 3 races now this season. We haven't made the final yet. We're in 8th place in the championship out of the 9 teams. It's really not gone well, and that always puts everything on the edge, and you start talking about like what's going on, what's wrong, how can we fix this, and the Clora family are very involved in the team, and we have contact all the time, and yeah, because we don't really know, we're not sure like what is happening, but they really wanted something to change and us to be able to move forward. So they brought in a powerboating legend into the team who will now be the new team principal, Steve Curtis. And I have to read you his stats because he is a legend. If you're into boats, then you will know who Steve Curtis is. He's so we got the list here. 9-time world champion, 4-time pole position champion, 3-time European champion, 2-time Middle Eastern champion. Got 3 podiums so he used to work with Westbrook. We'll get into that.
Yeah.
And yeah, just been around powerboating forever. Do you remember when Travis Pastrana did some boat racing?
Yeah.
Then Travis won the championship. He like jumped into this P1 super fast offshore boat. Yeah. And Travis won the championship. But that boat is a 2-seater. So you have a steering man and a throttle man. And Travis's throttle man was Steve, now my team principal.
Wow.
And the people knowing boats, they say that the throttle man is the guy who makes you win or lose. The steering guy is just kind of turning.
It's just there to point.
Yeah, and be famous.
Well, normally, the more you throttle, the better it goes. So if you have someone that really throttles a lot, then it's and you bring in a goat to do that.
Maybe he can teach me to throttle.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah,
it would make all of our lives a lot easier.
Because maybe if I throttle more, maybe I'll go faster. What do you think?
Yeah, it could be the case.
Because that would make sense.
Ask Steve, but Steve is
Yeah.
also. I mean, I didn't really know who Steve was until I met Mass, my fiance, and then apparently he's a family friend since a long time to
Yeah.
them. So that's how I got to know Steve, not through motorsport or anything like that. I met him for the first time in Doha, and what a great personality to be that successful, still be so humble and so passionate and so clearly minded on like I want to win, I want to do great, and
How do you know so much
no
about him if you've
bullshit.
never met him?
No, I said I met him in Doha.
Oh, you did meet. Oh, yeah, that's right. Sorry, wasn't paying attention. I just
No,
wanted to
you
make
never
fun of
pay
you.
attention when I speak. That's maybe that's the second teaching you should have. Maybe throttle more and listen to your brother.
No, just only the first one.
Yeah, good luck.
No,
Well,
but
if you listen to me, maybe we
you're
could have
right.
learned about the braking.
So you have met him then, and yeah,
Yeah,
and he's no, he's great. I had some phone calls with him before the first round of E1, thanks to your mother-in-law, Deech. She put me in touch with him, and he actually gave me some advice on how to drive a boat.
yeah.
Then
And
he
now
started
he's
to work
back.
for Westbrook Racing, so Will
Mm,
Smith's team, who won in Lake Como last year. And now so for them it's a sudden change because they lost a team member.
massive,
He was a
massive.
coach for that team, and we switch our team principal. So it's a bit of drama going on in the E1 paddock, a bit of
I
stealing
love that stuff when you
people.
headhunt people.
Yeah,
It's and stealing them, and it's like it's a bit of F1. That's my favorite stuff about motorsport when people nick people from other teams and stuff. It's great.
it's very
I love it.
spicy, very spicy. But
Yeah,
we
but it's a bold move from Team Brazil, but it's very clear sign to be like we have taken someone that's from a different team that is so good, and we want him to come in and we want him to sort this out because in the end of the day, the changes from last time is that you basically have to change team principles. So the old one has been let go, and you got a new,
yeah.
more more driver focused and driver experienced team manager or team principal now.
Yeah, and also to say thank you to Jeff, who's been team principal since the beginning. Like he picked out the team, he picked out a great team. He was a very unique kind of leader in the team, very relaxed atmosphere. Bringing people into being able to do our job in a very good way. But yeah, I guess it's like in football. If a team has lost the three for the first half of the season or nearly half of the season, then you will see changes being made, and that
Yeah.
it's a tough position to have, being the team principal or being the
Mm.
guy in charge in that way. So yeah, but I'm
And
sure we'll see him
probably
around.
the decision also comes probably from Marcelo's. He owns a couple of football teams and is very involved in that world. So maybe he applies the similar strategy to his racing team.
Yeah, it looks like it, and it's not the first time we make cross references to football. And football is really his main passion. He owns Girona Football Club, among many more, which I don't remember the name. I don't follow football too much. But no, he's a major person involved in football, and like he loves that sport. So also with the driver change kind of thing that we're going on with the reserve pilots and being able to go in and out, that's the only reason I can be in this team, because I can co-do this with Rallycross, and I will mix the next round when E1 is going to Monaco. I will have to sit out that round because we are in Hungary for the World Rallycross Championship. And yeah, the only reason I can do that is because they have this kind of football mentality in the team,
Mm.
which really
Which
works
is
out. And
great. Yeah,
so
so
yeah,
it's a big change, and it would be interesting to. Well, I mean, super difficult position for him to come in very late, but also he luckily has full of experience of E1. He knows exactly. You just have to work with different people, and see what he can maximize from that. I'm sure it's going to be a great change. I'm really excited for everyone in the team. It's so many great people there. So to get someone like Steve in, I think would be fantastic with that experience, that trust. A lot of pressure on his shoulders, but in the end of the day, like our old constructor said, pressure is only for beer and for turbo and
yeah.
not for people. So you can just go out and see how this first race goes with everything, but make sure you don't mess around in the starts. with the screens and everything like that. It needs to
Oh
be
yeah.
bang on
We
and come back on top.
for this race we do have flat water, which has suited us in the past. When we were in Doha, we were super fast when you were there. And we're coming back a bit more to the basics. We have a backup plan for the clock issue that we had last time that messed up our starts. We have been, having these regular meetings. I'm excited to be back on flat water, because then you drive much more on the foils, which, like, then the boat acts much more like an airplane. But down in the water, it's a boat, obviously. But like when you're flying it, I think
It's
that no
different,
one
yeah.
really has any advantage, even if you're a powerboat or a circuit racer or whoever you are. Like when you're flying this boat, it's so unique, and I think I've understood it more how to fly it than how to drive it in the boat kind of way,
Mm.
So
Makes sense though, because everyone has to learn about the new way of flying on foils and stuff, whereas everyone else that's from boat racing knows how to drive a boat. So
yeah,
that's kind of where I guess you can maybe have your advantage in this. So makes sense that maybe your stronger side is, and when you can actually be the quickest all the time is when you have foiling conditions.
yeah. And this venue we are at now is Lake Maggiore, very close to Lake Como, which is a bit more famous, but it's equally like beautiful here with, small Italian houses, the mountains just in the back, and the water is coming off of the Alps and making this lake here. And this is actually where I first started, the E1 journey. I came here at the very beginning. I started my training. So it's kind of cool to come back. I'm even in the same hotel, to see,
Wow.
like, yeah, actually, it wasn't so stupid to jump on this new
No.
project and see, like, where is this going to lead. And like boat racing was that, I don't know. And like here I am now 2 years later doing it. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, for sure, fully earned to speak of yourself as a boat racer now, and not just a racing driver that's done a bit of boat driving. Aye, aye, Captain.
So if we jump into Rallycross and like the news there, and upcoming race week next week, round 2 coming up, can you update us a bit on where we're at with the Rallycross team?
Yeah, I think we're in a good position where with the cars, like you've seen back in the workshop, they're being fully redone and fixed after everybody ran into us and we ran into each other, which is nice. So that's a good start for the team, and we're going to Höljes. I checked the weather; it's looking like it's going to be a big drop in weather. It's quite nice the next week, and then it's going to go into rain, 16 degrees, patchy, classic Höljes risk weather, early July, Sweden.
Höljes, though, so difficult when it's that on-off weather. The
Yeah.
the circuit is super slippery when it's wet and really grippy when it's dry, and the style really changes and how you drive. Like that last corner coming over the big jump into the last turn in the
Mm.
wet, you have to drive it like grandma to the store,
Yeah.
and in dry, just full send it in there. But when it's in the middle, when it's just been raining and drying
It's
up,
carnage.
like when do you switch your style?
Yeah.
That's a tricky
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. Höljes is it's a nightmare. It's when it's dry all the weekend, the gravel is fantastically stiff, and it's such a racy, precise, so many decisions, so many times on the lap, with like I think it's 11 corners or 10 corners or something like that. It's quite a lot for us. So like the precision with all the crests and compressions and curbs, like we've done so many laps over the years there. It's just like it so well, and it's so detailed to get it perfect, and then in the wet it's completely different. It's like soap everywhere. It's so slow, but still you have to take so much risk because it's one of those high risk high reward type of tracks.
Yeah.
But if you do one mistake, it's like 10 times the penalty. So Höljes is it's a magical
When I
vibe, but
when I came in the semifinal last year, and I came over the first jump into the gravel left, and I stood on the brake, to brake for the first time. Just, all four wheels locked.
yeah,
Ja.
everything
They
went
made that
quiet,
sound.
no?
Ja. Like it's completely
Yeah.
quiet inside the car, not slowing down whatsoever. but I see I'm not like catching the guy ahead. So it turns out like everybody has massively outbraked each other, so we all like fly off into the grass.
Far off.
Yeah. And, like 50 meters off track, probably. Cut the corner, try to rejoin in a weird way. Everybody's bouncing into one another. Like, oh, it was carnage.
Mm.
It's
Yeah, it was.
not
And
my
I
proudest
remember
moment. Not my
I
proudest
was
moment.
really gutting because I was doing really well all the weekend, managed everything well, but then I did like one mistake I think it was in Joker in the semi, or I can't remember if semi or final where
When you tap
I
the
think I
wall.
went. Oh yeah, tapped the wall in the exit. That was why. Yeah.
Classic
And I
Höljes
just
mistake. Exit of
yeah,
Joker,
but
and you're sliding out, like looking at the next corner, opening it up, and then your rear gets caught in the end of that Armco.
yeah,
And then
I
your
never
nose
done that
pitches
before.
left.
It was
No,
my first. I've done racing there for 12 years, I think it is, and that was the first time I touched that Armco.
I think the
Worst moment. It
spectators
was a
there can
podium.
vouch for like that mistake happens a
Yeah,
couple of times every year.
but it's a rookie mistake. It's not something when you've raced that so
No,
many years you should do in the final. But okay, happens. I've done that one. I won't do it again.
but you should also not miss the entire track by 50 meters, like I
No,
did.
it's also it's actually a bigger point. Shouldn't miss it by that much.
You missed it by 10 centimeters. I did missed it by
We
50
also had
meters.
we also had contact last year in Höljes over the jump.
But yeah, we did. I went wide.
That's a
You came on the
good
right,
shot.
and we had contact in the air, didn't we?
Yeah,
But
and then I flew off to the right
yeah,
and
Baby
got passed by
you
Grono.
briefly.
Baby, yeah. I
And then
passed him back, and I got a penalty for it.
Yeah.
It was a clean pass.
Clean pass, yeah. Clean pass, obviously.
Yeah, obviously, it was a clean pass.
It was clean.
It was okay. It was maybe a little bit hard, but it wasn't. It was side by side and fine.
It's funny with
this
racing
year,
incidents because, we've both had every argument from both sides. Like if that was a complete reverse, he's a lunatic. He just drives straight into my door. Like
it was like my left door is in my right side now. That was how hard the hit was.
Yeah. No, but we do it so seriously. Like we both take like the other side of the argument, like without hesitation. Like no, the pass was fine. No, it was brutal. It was so bad. Just depending on if we, overtook or overtaken.
It's the expertise of having excuses like a racing driver is something I think we need to make a 101 on, because it's fascinating how you can argue. Maybe we should become politicians, because they used to argue for the sake of it. So maybe that's what we should do.
That's what we do in the stewards room. It doesn't matter what happened. You have strong arguments for your case.
Yeah, exactly. It's I just had a flashback now, and we're not going to speak about South Africa 2019 stewards room discussions. It was the most awful stewards experience I've ever had, but that's for a different episode still.
We still need to recap that.
Madness.
And let's do a bit of off season, and we tell that story. I still want to tell that story.
We still need to drag Andreas into the conversation so he joins us. So if everyone that's listening can go to Andrea Backerud socials and nudge him a little bit to join our podcast, we can speak about that insane 2019 year.
Yeah, let's start this plan now on how to get Andreas Backerud to join our podcast, and we have to work our way up to this smoothly. Say something nice. Bring a gift.
It's about bribing. Yeah,
it's about bribing.
Already bribing him.
Yeah.
Come on, you can get the
you can drive a race here. Maybe.
Maybe you could get the race in our car. Maybe one day.
We will see one day in the future. We have to find a way.
Yeah,
we have to find a way.
We need to ask him really nice. He has a podcast. Let's do a trade. Andreas, we come to your podcast and you come to ours.
But you forget he's not listening to this podcast or whatever you say now.
We socials can do its magic. I don't know. You just post it somewhere. We went, hello, Andreas, hi. Now it's gone to, social media everywhere, and he's seeing this.
Magic of editing.
Yeah. Because it's the magic weekend soon.
Yeah. It's the magic weekend soon. And we're going to play that Höljes song next week, getting the hype back on. Excited to see all the fans, coming in with the old caravans. like fully compressed suspension on the cars because they've just loaded full of beer at the back. Weekend
Yeah.
flat out. That's what Höljes is about.
It's gonna be no matter the weather, it's gonna be a magical weekend, and
It's crazy hot here outside. It's 33 degrees when I came in, and a very hot kind of 33 degrees. We were in Croatia last time. Yeah, it was also 30 plus, but not so bad. But here,
no,
yeah, it's gonna be really hot.
mm,
Really hot.
should have done my week.
I haven't done any good training. I
So
partied
you
too
need to,
hard after Croatia. Then we had midsummer. Dragged my ass to the gym, 30 minutes. Red Bull
no.
was the only thing that got me through it. And then go back. Not a good flow in training right now.
Oh no, I didn't have like the week after Portugal, I went testing, and then I went to a wedding. It was quite challenging the day after. Then from that point, I got back into it quite well. So I've had a really good, I think, almost 2 weeks now. And then tomorrow I fly to Germany for a hydrogen event. So with Extreme Age, so I will not
Cool.
be in there anymore. But yeah, we'll go there, and it's gonna be a lot of big companies and me.
Big companies and Kevin.
Yeah,
Perfect place for you.
I
Hello, my
know.
name is Kevin Hansen. A lot of things going on. It's nice to be able to catch up on this podcast, give you a little glimpse on what's going on in our lives. Next episode, gonna catch you up on what happened here in Italy in the boat racing, and also start to get hype for Höljes, the Magic Weekend in Rallycross coming up next week. Thank you for listening to this episode. Catch you again soon.